Hey everyone, this is Brian from Vance and Hines, and today on this Pan America, we're going to install the all-new Adventure High Output 450. The Adventure High Output 450 from Vance and Hines saves about 6 pounds of weight, increases the power of the motor by 6 horsepower, looks better, and sounds better than the OEM stock muffler. This kit includes the main muffler body, the midpipe heat shield, the 2 hose clamps for the midpipe heat shield, the support bracket and its associated hardware, the torque clamp to the OEM header, the springs, and the spring pulling tool. For this installation, we'll use a T27 Torx bit, a T40 Torx bit, 5/16 inch socket, 1/2 inch socket, 15 millimeter socket, a 6 millimeter Allen, the supplied spring puller that comes with the Adventure High Output 450, 12 millimeter wrench, and any drivers you need for the sockets. All right, so the first step is going to be to remove this OEM center stand. And to remove the center stand, I'm using a 6 millimeter Allen. So this is a T40 and I'm using it attached to an impact. I could just do as well with the socket. So prior to removing this bolt out all the way, I'm also going to pull the hose clamp down here and we'll need to loosen this torque clamp. This is a 5/32 socket. The other tool to remove this heat shield is a T27 Torx. And we'll crack this torque nut loose with a 15 millimeter socket. So once the stock system is removed, the next step is going to be to put center stand back onto the bike. Once the bolts for the center stand are installed, go ahead and reattach the springs. I find it easier to do this one at a time, otherwise the spring tension is a little too high. So we're going to install the midpipe over the top of the center stand, and when we do that, we're going to slide the torque clamp onto it before going onto the OEM header so that the nut faces outwards. All right, so we're gonna take our mounting support bracket and our dog bone, kind of put your finger down at the bottom, drop that guy in there, hold the bracket up against it, and then thread by hand the hardware. Do it top and bottom. And we're gonna torque this later, so you still want it a little bit loose so you can maneuver this around. All right, so muffler over the midpipe. Line that up, put the bolt through. You need to kind of keep it all loose, and then use the M8 nut that came with the kit along with the stock hardware here, and just finger tight. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to move the bracket a bit. It allows us to move the muffler in relation to the bracket, because what we ultimately want is about a 2-inch gap for the spring between these points. So if I'm as far forward as I can go and I don't have my 2 inches, I'll need to pull the midpipe back off the OEM header. All right, so this is the same 15 mil socket from earlier. We're just gonna tighten up this torque clamp again with the nut facing out. We're gonna go ahead and torque this bolt. So you've got a 12 millimeter on the back nut and the same T40 from earlier. So with a 1/2 inch socket, we're now gonna go ahead and tighten the nuts here to this dog bone. So now we'll install the supplied springs with the supplied spring puller. So before we can install the heat shield, we'll have to loosen up these hose clamps. This tool makes it quick and easy, but you can just use a regular 5/32 socket or a flathead screwdriver. So this end's going to be pointing up because it's our gap to the swing arm. We want to keep this guy facing downward. So that means you have to install it up from the bottom. Be careful when you do this not to scratch the heat shield. Flare them out a little bit, and then just put them over the pipe. And then from underneath, you can tighten the hose clamps. Don't forget to wipe everything down, otherwise your fingerprints will burn and be there forever in your head pipe. That's it for the installation of this Adventure high output 450 on the Harley-Davidson Pan America. Through this installation, we've increased the style, sound, and performance of this motorcycle. For more information on this product, as well as other Vance & Hines products, please visit vanceandhines.com.